Well, we are back up on the third floor. As you can see, there is some floor space compared to when we first started working on the third floor here. And I've got some good bad news. We now have until June 4th to finish this. So we got an extension. So that's good news, I guess, if you want to look at the glass half full. We've got some more time to work on this. So today I am up here and I'm putting together a few more boxes for Casey. She's coming tomorrow for a pickup, so I just have to build 2 more boxes for her because I've already got 2 built. She lists about 4 and then we alternate stuff. So I'm going to put our total profit from the third floor up here in this corner, and that is how much we've made off of selling off the death pile. As you guys know, I just decided that I was going to discount any losses and just decide that everything I sell out of here is going to be profit, which isn't really the case. I probably have quite a bit of money into this stuff, but it's motivation, not only for me, but I was hoping it would be motivation for you to get out and start listing your death piles. So let's put together some boxes. I've got to get 2 boxes put together. I am kind of out of banana boxes, so I think we're going to do totes, which are fine because they're reusable. Tote here with a lid even. So I'm going to fill this tote with stuff. And Walter was kind enough to bring me paper. So we've got paper to wrap stuff. So one of the things that I was kind of holding on to and not really getting rid of per se were these. They are the final and last pieces of the Cosmos Stemless Daisy. I have 6 of them. It's a set of 6, and they're actually, unlike the other pieces that I've been listing recently, these ones are in pretty good condition, with the exception of, I think, just a few flea bites around the edge. There's no real chipping on them, so I had been holding on to these because I knew that these were going to be good. So those are definitely going in the box. I'm going to hold off on it though. I'm going to put some heavier stuff in the bottom and then put those on top because they're more fragile. But I think I could probably list this clock. We had 2 of them. We sold the last one. It's actually clicking at me. Tick, 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 tick. Okay. And then we've got a ton of EAPG. I haven't given Casey the EAPG because the EAPG is just, it's hard. I think I say this in every third floor video. The EAPG is hard. It's hard to find the patterns. Unless they're common patterns, it's hard to identify the patterns, especially if you're not familiar with them. It's hard for me, and I feel like that would be hard for Casey. Now, one of our viewers actually identified this piece of EAPG in one of our recent third floor videos. So this piece I feel like I can send with Casey because our viewers helped with that. That can go in there. That's one piece down. I guess I can climb up on the top and pull out some of the other pictures. Maybe you guys can help me with those ones too. Oops. This chair is about done. Wouldn't that be crazy if I just fell down? Oh, here, I know this one. This is something and stag. I do know that one. Yeah, that's something in stag is the name of that EAPG pattern. So that one is a pretty easy lookup because the deer are easy. This one was a tougher one. I don't know this one. It does have flowers on there, but this one had me stumped. I think I'm tripping more that the room is clearer than I did when the room was messy. Goodness gracious. You know, I'm going to put this back on the shelf. If you guys know what this is, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll send it with her next time. Just because I don't want to take up space for now. And this was the other one. Oh my gosh, there's some really nice compotes back there too. I've got this one, which I would think would just be like a diamond something. I mean, we've got the diamond point, but then we've got the larger diamonds. So I feel like this pattern may have something to do with diamonds. I don't know. I'm gonna put that one back on the shelf too until I can figure it out. here. This right here, this is part of a Fenton fairy lamp. We are missing the top, unfortunately. Oh, it is marked on the bottom too. This is custard glass. I think that's the Persian medallion. I think that's that pattern right there. Pretty sure that's Persian medallion. I'm not positive. This piece right here, you know, it's a good replacement piece. If somebody lost their base, they could replace it. So that's worth selling. The reason that wasn't listed is because we tried listing it and for some reason the color just wasn't showing right. And so I didn't put up the listing because I didn't want it to be misrepresented. So that's why that never got listed. Let's see back here. Alright, so we've got this. Oh, this actually matches that plate. So since we've got help on that plate, this would be easy. It's the same pattern as that plate I just showed you, but it's a smaller compote. Little covered dish. So we have that. And another one up here. This one is a little bit different. This one actually has some sun purple on it. Just checking to see. I don't actually see a lid to this piece, so I think this one's Gladiator. I think that's the name of this pattern. I think I do remember this one being Gladiator. We've got a Gladiator right there. I don't know about that guy, but I do think that this one's actually sun purple, so it must have sat in a window or near a window because the chemicals in the glass actually made it somewhat purple. Personally, I love sun purple, but collectors kind of turn their nose up at it. Alright. Putting all this glass in here is making me nervous. I really gotta So this piece right here I just pulled out of the back. It's kind of nice. It's not marked in any way. I feel Austria, but I can't say for certain. It's unfortunately got a little bit of a chip there. It's not terrible, but I do like the flowers on there. They're very springtimey. So we will put that in here as well. Cushion that in there. Alright, look up on that chair. Let's see what else we've got back here. Alright. Oh, look at some jewelry. Oh, we've got some jewelry back here. Oh my goodness. Casey loves listing jewelry. It's kind of her specialty. We've got this. I don't know if I actually showed this when I put it up on the shelf, but it is an Irish coffee mug, and it was made for the Americana. I think I did show that. I'm going to stick that in here. So we've got a bag of jewelry. I love coming across jewelry. It's always fun. And it actually looks like I've got a piece that I dug stuck in this here, so I gotta pull that out. A silver backing to a pocket watch or something that I dug out of the ground. I don't know why it's in here. That is mine. I'm not selling that. Don't sell my finds. Alright, so let's see what else we've got in here. We've got this kitty pin. This is a costume jewelry pin of a cat playing with yarn. This is one of mine, I think. I don't know where this jewelry came from. I don't remember where I got that from. I can't remember if I bought that for resale or if I bought that from me. What are we doing, camera? Here we go. There we go. So this right here is kind of just like a puffy style ring. Size 10. This is sterling. It's engraved. Ah! Going on the ground. I don't think that would ever fit my fingers. Does it fit any of my fingers? No, it's too big for me. Too big for all of my fingers. Wait, no. Too big for my thumb even. Yeah, so I guess we would sell that one. It doesn't fit me. It wasn't bought for me. We've got this. This was Mexico. Sterling. Some sterling in here. Oh, this was a gift. This was a gift from my friend. Oh, why is this in here? Where did this jewelry come from? I think this actually came out of my car. I think that's how this ended up in here. This has got a magnet on it, and that's what's happening right now. It's holding it all together. This is a gift from my friend Megan. And I remember I had this in my car. I absolutely loved this bracelet. And you can see here, I used to wear it all the time. It's got a mercury dime on it. She gifted it to me, and unfortunately, the little peg came out and it broke. That's where that came from. I know where this jewelry came from now. This came when I cleaned out my car, and it all just got stuck into one little bag, even the stuff that's mine. That's why the metal detecting find was in there too. It's not being sold. So we've got all of these. These are the Alex and Annie. They're none of the super good ones. The good ones are the Harry Potter ones. Those are the ones to look for. We've got these. I think we might even have another one over here, unless I already sent it with Casey. Yeah, the other one's not over here anymore. So I must have sent that one along with Casey, so it's worth sending these ones with her too. And here we've got another, let's see, I remember buying this stuff. I'm just gonna throw all this stuff back in the bag. We've got a little heart pendant. Is it gonna pick up on that? Little heart pendant and a little angel that's silver. So there's some silver stuff in here. I don't know about the bracelet, but Casey's, like I said, she shines jewelry, so we'll stick that in there. Her father is a jeweler, so she's kind of been raised in that, and she's really good at jewelry, so I will stick that in there, and she will have fun with that. Okay, let's get back to this. Where were we? Oh, we were up here on this shelf. Got this. What's that one? It's just a little baggie. Okay. We've got a shaving mug. We've got a swan here. And a shaving mug. Stick those in here. This is fun, looking up on the top shelf. I haven't really been up on the top shelf in a really long time. Got this little thing. Hanover 1929. Little keychain. It's pretty neat. We're not too far from Hanover. Let's stick that in here. That. I've got something over here. So I'm hoping you guys can help me with this, because I know I gained more subscribers than the first time I showed this. This giant mug. Is it a soup mug? For stew? Is it for stew? What is it? I do not know. It's like a very giant teacup. I thought maybe it was for stew or something like that. And maybe somebody commented on the video where we first showed it and I just missed it. That's possible. But I figure, you know, we've got a lot of new subscribers and maybe somebody can solve this mystery for me. Or re-comment because I missed their last comment. So I'm going to stick this in here. It's easy. And hopefully you can figure that out because I got this one too. I've got 2 of them. And they're just absolutely massive. And I just don't even know. This one unfortunately has a chip that had been repaired, but this got pansies on it. I think those are pansies. But it just, like, that's a whole lot of coffee or a whole lot of tea. So I just don't know. I've been holding on to them trying to figure it out. And I just decided, you know what? It's one of those deals where I just hang on to stuff because I can't figure it out. Time to let go. Get rid of those. Okay, so I think it's time to put the Cosmos stemless daisies on top. And we're making progress. We're getting the shelf cleaned off. Feeling good about that. The one in the corner is almost completely cleared off, which is great. We've only got a little bit more stuff on there. We've got this one too. I'll show you this one. This is the other EAPG one we have. I do believe I showed you this. I never ended up putting it in a box because I felt the same way. You know, I'm not going to have her researching this, trying to figure out what it is. Obviously, there's flowers and leaves. I even was on the EAPG website looking up patterns, trying to identify it myself, and I couldn't find it. So, all right. I'm going to wrap this Cosmos stuff in our paper, though. We used that whole box. This box is gone. So, wrap those and stick those on top. Oh, the rain is coming down out there. I've got chili in the crock pot. I'm so excited. Alright, so I'm going to do these real quick. And I'll fast forward it so you guys don't have to sit through it. Alright, we're good. We got those wrapped up. Alright, so I'm still looking at this shelf, and what I'm seeing on the shelf is this piece of acro agate right here. It is just simply melt glass. There's a little swirling in there, I think, just a little tad bit, but it is acro agate, so I'm going to stick that in here. Those usually sell for about $5 to $10, not a whole lot, but a couple bucks. Let's see here. What else do we have? Look at one. And we've got this back here. This is just marked USA $4.95. It's a matte white glaze vase, depending on how fancy you are. I think this is going to be the last item in here, and then I'm going to work on another coat. This is getting a little heavy. Here. I want to stick it on top of my stemless daisy because those are fragile. Look, we can actually fit a lid on top of it. Yes. Isn't that convenient? We got one. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to dump this newspaper into the banana box that we don't have a lid for. Ooh, I know. Whoa. You guys almost moved for a ride. Alright, so I'm going to stick this in here. And we're going to fill up this tote. There we go. Okay. Alright, I'm going to actually come back here. We might as well get rid of this box. We've got some Fiesta here. I believe this is the newer Fiesta. I don't think this is very old. It's kind of why I haven't really done much with it. I didn't think it was old, and so I'm kind of a Fiesta snob, I guess. Here, I actually have a purple one sitting on the floor right here in front of me. And there's actually one behind you, so I'm going to get down on the floor and grab it from the floor behind you real quick. It is a purple one. And it's just hanging back here on the floor. There we go. Oh, here we go. This tells us what our patterns are. Forgot about this. Eric actually gave us a sheet out of the auction catalog for that EAPG, and I might have just solved the mystery myself. Let's see here. Cupid and Venus pattern is the one that we were looking at. Lily of the Valley. Richard and Hartley. I don't know if we have that one. And the back. The back we did have. We had the Viking set and we sold all of that off. But I don't see the other ones. Centennial pattern glass. We didn't really have any of that. So yeah, I mean, really that's it. It didn't really solve our mystery. Unless some of those were, in fact, Lily of the Valley, but I don't think that they were. I think they were... We just had the Cupid and Venus ones. And that was it. So, forget that. Didn't work. Alright, I'm gonna see what else we've got here. We've got stuff on this shelf. Got this little dish. Cute little painted dish. I like that. It's been sitting there for a while. Might as well put that in with our food stuff. So, oh, somebody was asking about this the other day. I can put that in this. I've got this. I think this is, oh, this is McCoy. It is a bean pot, I believe. It's a covered bean pot. 'Tis the season though. We've been cooking out a lot and I always make baked beans. Because you know I lived in Kansas for 3 years and you can't really have a cookout without baked beans. Let's be real. So we're going to put this in here. I really liked that when I found it. I thought it was the nice contrasting colors, the yellow and the black. Alright, I've got to fill up this box. What am I going to fill this box with? There's stuff everywhere, but I'm being selective because, again, I don't want Casey to have to do a bunch of research on anything. And so, there is some selection going on here. It looks like we've got I don't know if this is for a pipe. Is it a pipe tamper? I think maybe it is. Or we were debating whether it was for a wax thing or a pipe tamper. We can never figure that out. This, however, is obviously a little glass Scotty creamer. That needs to go in this box. That's easy. Easy peasy. There. I'm going to grab some stuff off this shelf because it's almost clear. We're so close. Kind of in the home stretch here. We've got lots of these. Let me see. Is this it? There's one more. Ah, yes. Okay. So these are something that Andrew always picks up. And we're kind of a little bit the opposite in these because I usually don't pick them up because they don't sell for a whole lot of money. They are great and they are sentimental to a lot of people, but the problem is there's not a whole lot of resale value there, especially with condition issues. So he always picks them up. I don't. But I'm going to put them in the box to be listed. Got quite a few of them. This one is Camp Paraiso. What that one is. I do like the purple in that one. That is pretty purple. Put that one in the box. I could have swore we had this one listed, but I don't know. Maybe it didn't get paid for, or maybe we had doubles. I'm not really sure. This piece, Panama Canal. So those are our pillowcases that Andrew picked up. And like I said, I don't usually pick those up because there's not a whole lot of resale value, and that's something to be very mindful of. I believe we got most of those from the bins and possibly the flea market. I wouldn't pay very much for those. Just be careful if you're buying them for resale. That's what I'm trying to say. Be careful. That's all. Alright, so this tote is back on the shelf. Might as well get this cleared off. This was really fun. Andrew picked this out of the bins. I thought that was really neat. I don't know if it's going to focus for you. But it says Peach Bottom Atomic Philadelphia Electric Company Power Station. It's got somebody's name on it, J.A. Jordan. Apparently they worked at the atomic power plant. It's just a really neat piece. Like, imagine walking into a meeting and setting that down on the table and being like, Peach Bottom Atomic Power Station. Because I am full of power. This little fun thing I got out of the bins. I think it's time to let that go. I just loved it. I thought it was fun. It doesn't have any weird smells or anything. There's been a few times I've left stuff at the bins because I'm like, that stinks. I'm not taking that home with me. I've got frames. I pick up frames a lot for my own use. So I'm going to hold on to those. Andrew got this. This is just an applique. It could be a quilt square or it could be used to make a pillow. But he picked that up. I don't know if he got that at the flea market. I'm not sure. It's worth listening. This guy. I got this at Finders Keepers. I got it at Finders Keepers and I didn't realize until after the fact that it's missing little berries. I think it would have had a berry here and a berry here. But it is a really nice piece, and I'm thinking maybe you could just like mold something out of modeling clay, like a little red berry, and stick it there. I mean, I think that's what I would do. It is marked on the back. Brigida, maybe. It's kind of what it looks like, Brigida. But I think I'm going to sell it as is because I'm not about to go searching for my kids' modeling clay. It's just not a thing. Oh boy. This. Ooh. Ooh. I might not sell this. My sister is having a baby in 2 weeks. And I had to go baby shopping. I had to go buy her stuff for the baby. And I think this would make a wonderful bag to put stuff in. If I was to go buy stuff for the baby, I could gift it to her in this bag just because it's so pretty and colorful. I think that would be a wonderful gift bag. And I got this at Goodwill for $3. And I'm going to stuff it full of goodies. And her cheese tray. Stick that in there too. She's gonna be like, oh, all these baby things in a... Is this a cheese tray? And I'm gonna be like, darn straight it is. I bought that for you. Happy quarantine. That is gonna happen. So I have a use for that. I'm going to use that, absolutely. And this, I like this. Okay, I get a lot of the bags out of the bins because I think a lot of them are fun. That one was from the actual Goodwill. That wasn't from the bins. I think this one was. This one I think was from the bins, but I just thought it was, I liked the fringe and I thought it was neat. And it's kind of a crossbody. It's not marked on the inside, but I like that one. It's got birds on it. I just thought that was neat, so I grabbed that. Ta-da! Ah, stepping on my Kara color that I showed you guys a couple weeks ago. Alright, so now we have some feed bags. This one is Bemis Seamless Extra Heavy. Doesn't actually say what it is. Oh, I think this is the one that Andrew bought, thinking that it may have been used as a Civil War soldier's rucksack, and so that's why he bought this. And so this is his. I I think that's why he had held on to this. So I don't think he's ready to get rid of that yet. That feed bag, and then what is this one? M. Biley. Or maybe this was the one. I don't know. I can't keep them straight. There was one in here that he was all about because he thought maybe it could have been used as a Civil War bag. Which is totally possible because a lot of these are era. This is salt bag, but there's blood stains on it. So that's why it was interesting. So I'm gonna let him figure those out, those feed bags. You might list them over on his eBay. I don't know. I'm gonna disappear into the corner again. Ah, stuff is flying everywhere. He did, didn't he? That stinker. All right, so we've got these bags. These are fishing baskets, I do believe, and they're just adorned with all these fancy things. I think they're fishing baskets. Pretty sure. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't remember. Maybe they're wedding baskets. I can't remember why they decorated them so fancy. But these things don't typically go for a whole lot of money. Usually like 20 bucks tops. But the coins. Andrew was talking about pulling off the coins. When he found out like that they weren't worth a whole lot of money, he had talked about taking off the coins and finding out if the coins that were stuck to them were worth any money. And so when I pulled this one off the shelf, the coin came falling off, and I think he may have followed through with that to find out if the coins were worth any money. I don't know. This one still has the coins attached. This one does not. So I'm going to set that aside. Here we got this. And this is worth listing, absolutely. This was one of our early pieces that we got together, and it is sterling. It is marked Stife sterling, and it's just a little, I don't know if it would be a jelly jar or if it would be for sugar, but there is a little notch there for a little spoon, and yeah, it's etched. It's really pretty. So let's stick that in here. And dun dun dun, I'm finally going to do it. I'm finally going to do it. I am going to do it. We are going to list the Demogorgon. If you guys have been with the channel for any length of time, you probably remember when Andrew and I found this. And we went to the Goodwill and we were making jokes about this looking like a Demogorgon. And a lot of the viewers were like, oh my gosh, go back and get that. Go back and get that. So we did. We went back and got it. And we had a viewer who was really interested in it. I actually boxed it up, had it set aside, and Andrew was going to get in contact with them to ship it out. And I guess it never happened because it ended up back in my office. And now I'm going to list it on eBay. It is the Demogorgon. It's not actually a Demogorgon. I think it's just a piece of art pottery, but it is a fun shape and it's a fun looking creature. It probably wants to eat your soul. I'm gonna stick it in the box. It is time. It is time for you to go on to a new family and home that will appreciate you and love you, Demogorgon. And I just can imagine, like, we pick up so many fun pieces. Like, I have that ceramic camera downstairs that has somebody's home room and like last name on it. And I kept that for my own because I loved that it was a camera and I thought it was really neat. And I can imagine people watching our videos that actually made these pieces, like in class or whatever. And then they got donated to the Goodwill and watching the video and being like, I made that when I was a sophomore in high school. And I can imagine it. And I'm waiting for one day to get that message that's like, I made that. It's gonna happen. And I'm gonna let you guys know about it. I'm gonna be like, you won't believe what just happened. Demogorgon. Maybe that'll be the one. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it quits. I think we've been rambling on for almost 40 minutes. I haven't given you guys a video this long in a really long time. I'm sure once I edit it, it won't be almost 40 minutes. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm really looking forward to getting this room completely cleaned out and fresh slate and decorating it and maybe making it into a guest room. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Originally I said, you know, oh, Walter can have this, but he has plans to move out and get his own apartment. He just bought his new car yesterday. You guys knew he was having issues with his tires. We got the tires fixed, replaced, because it was going to blow out any time. But he actually did. He went and bought his new car yesterday, so we were really excited for him. But kid's got plans. He's going to be moving on and moving out into the world, into his own apartment. And so I think this is going to be a guest room at some point when we get all this cleaned out. But we're getting there. Casey's been a huge help in listing stuff, and I just got to keep chipping away at it. And I really hope that, you know, by saying I've made this much money on my third floor hoard, that I'm not, you guys don't think I'm bragging, because that was never my intention. My intention had always been to be like, hey, here's some encouragement, you know, this death pile that's just sitting there is actually making me money, and your death pile can make you money too. That was really my intention of saying, like, oh, look, this is the profit I've made. It was never to brag. You guys know I don't really do sold videos, and I don't typically talk about that very often. But yeah, so anyway, on that note, I think I'm going to end this video. I'm gonna go enjoy some chili from the crock pot, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Later.
My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that other people might overlook.